We've cleared the way for the Keystone and the Dakota Access Pipeline.
Upon suffering, the Red Nation shall rise again. It shall be a blessing for a sick world, and the whole earth will become one circle again. In that day, there will be those among the Lakota that carry the knowledge and understanding of unity among all living things. And the young white ones will come to those of my people and ask for the wisdom. The people call the Keystone Pipeline the Black Snake because it's evil.
This is with regard to the construction of the Keystone Pipeline. We're going to renegotiate some of the terms, and if they'd like, we'll see if we can get that pipeline built.
Very few people I know actively want a pipeline on their property. I mean, why would you?
I've told TransCanada that they did not have a legal easement to my property, and if they entered my property that I would remove them, and if necessary, with force.
President Trump coming in with his commitment to make America great again, this falls in that line, and it will create jobs and tax values, so it goes right along those lines.
The Keystone Pipeline flows right through the Ogallala Aquifer. We can live without oil. We can't live without water.
And there are only two kinds of pipelines, the ones that are leaking and the ones that are going to leak.
I grew up here, and I don't want it damaged by chemicals.
I am very happy with whatever our president has decided. Yeah, go Trump.
In the next 15 minutes, you'll hear these.
I sold.
You sold?
They came across
my
property, but I gave them an easement through it, and it was like $15,000. We were in favor of it. The country needs oil.
And were you guys all supportive of Trump in the election?
Absolutely.
And was the Keystone Pipeline part of that? Because he obviously pledged to sort of bring it back. Yeah.
How many millions of miles of pipeline are in North America? I mean, I don't know, but there's just pipelines. I've seen the drawings of, and they said, excuse me, which one of these leaks?
The Keystone Pipeline is said to be laid between the Fort Peck Indian Reservation on the west end and Glasgow, Montana, which is near the Fort Peck Dam. The water treatment plant serves the whole Fort Peck Indian Reservation, along with people off the reservation. So all of northeast Montana will be affected by it.
Water is life, water is sacred. Without that, we are nothing. The Keystone Pipeline threatens our way of life. I was a Native American land surveyor. I would go preserve Native American sites from big oil companies that would come in. We would have to play the part that everything was fine. In reality, they were destroying Native American sites. After that, I started getting more involved. I was in Standing Rocks.
When I first went to Standing Rock was in August of 2016. There was just something about that area, that land, at that time that changed me. I feel like I'm awake now. I want people to feel the way I feel, be as passionate as I am about our way of life, our water, our people, our children. I don't want people to be passive anymore. I want them to stand up.
We live in an area of poverty, along with many other reservations, so to take a handout and get money to some people is more important than in their way of life.
I'm going down to the Missouri River To me, it means a lot because we live off that, whether we realize it or not. I think anytime TransCanada want to send their people around, we're going to be there. You know, we're going to let them know that we're not in agreement with them being here.
The Keystone pipeline for our community is going to mean, obviously, in the short term, jobs and activity. In the long term, it's going to bring a large increase in property tax value for our county. We did have an issue of a pipeline leak a few years ago. The company that had the leak was phenomenal in the way that they handled the situation. The residents were inconvenienced for a few days on their water supply. I don't think there's too many concerns going forward.
They couldn't drink the water in town for a while, and some people didn't drink it for a very, very long time. There was no emergency plan. I don't think there still is an emergency plan for the Keystone. That one had to have help because her legs were back, so I had to go fish them out so she could be born. The Keystone XL pipeline will cross under the Yellowstone River about 13 miles upstream from my farm, and I live right on the Yellowstone River. My irrigation water could be compromised and I wouldn't be able to irrigate any crops. Farm prices are really low, and so for some people who are desperate, that's probably like a real boon for them. But the implications of this project, it's not just the pipeline. It's got the bitumen from the tar sands, and if they would ever see the destruction that's happening in Alberta, if this pipeline means more development, I don't see how we're ever going to save the world from climate change.
I do not believe in climate control so much, or climate change, because, you know, we live all 4 seasons here, and believe me, we get all 4 seasons, and it doesn't really change a lot. So when they're saying that the climate is changing, maybe this year, but next year it won't. We are an oil community, and so we're looking forward to the pipeline coming in and putting our economy back on track where it was to begin with. I am not afraid of Keystone Pipeline coming through here at all. Standing Rock was a horrible burden for the state of North Dakota. And what good did that do? What did it save? I don't know. I don't understand the protest. I hope Standing Rock does not happen in Baker, Montana and Fallon County, because doing what they did was so wrong. And I hope that does not happen here.
I see a beautiful future for my daughter. Donald Trump's statement that he will make prosperity. I don't believe in bringing destruction or catastrophe to our land for an extra couple bucks.